News Channel 5, Cleveland's 24-hour news source, continues. This is Sports Sunday with your host, Bob Stevens.
Woulda, coulda, definitely shoulda. Browns could have been 2 games up on the entire division if they'd have beaten the Steelers today. Browns have spent the last 9 months convincing us they were a better team than that one that kind of folded up against the Patriots in their last home game at the stadium last year. You remember that one. The Browns got ahead early, threw a couple of late interceptions and lost. This team was supposed to be better, but the film of this one's going to look strangely like a rerun.
The Browns marched through Pittsburgh like the Monongahela River the first time they had the ball. Took them just 4 plays to go 64 yards. 2 of those passes to tight end Walter Reeves, 7-0. Steve Crosby's a genius. Bill Cowher's fuming at 64 yards in first quarter penalties. Some of them helped set up a Stover chip shot early in the second. It's 10-0. But then Rod Woodson does what the Browns have become famous for, turning momentum on a kickoff return. This one gets him across midfield. 4 plays later, Neil O'Donnell looks off big Eric Green and drops it in to Yancey Thigpen. 10-7. A great Randy Baldwin kick return starts the Browns from the Steeler 40, but they can't score. Why? Well, watch the end-around pass to a wide-open Eric Metcalf get broken up by Tommy Vardell.
When we was down the red area a couple of times, they get no points. I mean, that's really hurting us also. When we get down there, we got to score, and we ain't doing that.
But the Steelers were. Barry Foster finished a 77-yard march with this dive for a 14-10 halftime lead. Baldwin then opened the second half with another great kick return to set up the Browns at midfield.
No doubt, that's something we, the guys on the offense look for. You know, the quarterbacks and receivers, give them an opportunity to breathe a little better. You know, go ahead and run your routes and do what you have to do.
But did Vinny have to do this? Forcing the ball into coverage, Darren Perry picks it. The Browns defense has to go back on the field trying to reverse the downhill slide. Look at this hit by Eric Turner. Oh, it whips the dog pound into a frenzy before Vinny shut it down with another interception. Time for the defense one more time. How about first down at the 4, then 4th down at the 9?
We was on the field a long time, but fortunately we were able to hold them to some field goals. They scored a couple of times, but other than that, I think we played a pretty good defense.
Gary Anderson's chip shot made it 17-10. Browns still had 3 more possessions to square the score, and they thought they'd done it when Vinny hit Mark Carrier just inside the 2-minute warning. But watch the bottom of your screen on the replay for number 62, while Gene Williams explains borderline holding.
But the referee said I pulled him down. I don't even really remember. He got inside so quick, I don't remember even having my hands on the guy. You know, it was a good pass rush. If he would have stayed up on his feet, it probably would have been a sack. But
instead, it forced the Browns into some panic passing. The last one a quacker to Perry, whose 3 interceptions made him Vinny's 2nd most popular receiver.
It really doesn't matter because we lost, and really that's all that counts. It doesn't matter how many turnovers or penalties. As long as you win, that's the name of the game.
The problems we had today were with ourselves, and you're right. It's you know, a team like the Steelers, you just can't do that. I mean, you look at the turnover difference between the teams, and you know, the penalties and things like that. They had a lot of penalties, but they weren't the crucial penalties that, you know, took away big plays.
Tommy dressing up for Halloween a little bit early. There's the yardage totals in the game. You know, Browns right in there. Penalties, Steelers had a ton of them, but they didn't hurt them. There's the big difference. Turnovers, 5-0. That's the big difference. Also, Neil O'Donnell did not go down today after going down 9 times against the Cowboys. Oh, boy. Cleveland loses the game. The final score again, 17-10. Hey, a saying I learned a long time ago, tough times don't last, but tough people do. Steve-On Moore joining us tonight. Do these hurt worse than a 30-0, 31-0 kind of game?
Well, yes, especially at home. You got to sell our crowd, and you're going in and got a good game plan, expect to win. And defensively, we didn't get off to a totally good start, but I mean, we didn't break. Came back the second half. We knew we had to stop them to give our offense a chance to win the game. So I thought we gave them a chance to win the game, but we just had too many mistakes offensively and defensively, too many penalties in crucial situations. And we got to play, you know, a good team football to win. I mean, you can't play like that.
Well, let me talk to you first. 578-1000 number if you want to join us, by the way. One of your jobs as safety is to keep track of the other guy's home run hitter. You know, we've been talking all week about how the Steelers were going to have to keep track of Eric on every play. Your job is to keep track of Green, who's easy to find at least. You know where he is. I want to show the touchdown play. Let's show how difficult it is because you got to keep track of him, but you also got to watch other things. On the touchdown, you got to watch Green, don't you?
Right.
And he's coming up the middle. You're watching him. And
we're here, you know, you want to try to stop the big play, and we had our mind to try to slow Green down, control him. and he kind of looked me off there, and I couldn't get over in time, so he got the touchdown in. So that's one of the plays. They got to ease the touchdown. So.
But again, because your job is that you first watch him, second help out the guys on the
True enough. On that play there, Carl Banks really did a good job, forcing him to release outside, and Pepper had good coverage on him, and I should have just stayed a little bit higher and played a deep ball better.
All right, let's see what's on the minds of the fans tonight.
Yes, Stephen, I was wondering what you think about the wide receivers and tight ends on the Pittsburgh Steelers.
What about their wide? They got some kid wideouts. We were talking before we came on. Charles Johnson took a huge hit from Eric Turner and got back up and played a little more.
Well, yeah, they play with a lot of intensity. They're young and they're aggressive, and today they came out with attitude of trying to cut us on defense. Cut our knees, couldn't get our feet away from under us, but they did a good job in catching the ball and nice concentration, but they didn't do anything out the ordinary. I mean, they're a young group, and they're not an experienced group, but they're getting better. Yeah. We need to do a better job in December when we go down there and play them again.
Defense played better today than you felt it played a week ago against the Bengals?
Yes. I believe we showed a lot of character. The second half came out. Really, our backs were against the wall in a lot of situations, so we really held up. And
pretty good job on Foster. He never really got away.
Well, that was one of our concerns, to stop the run and make it a one-dimensional game and force them to pass the ball where we can execute our defense. The
only way he hurt you in the game was catching the ball out of the backfield when it's just a matter of numbers. They get more guys on.
True enough. He got loose on the blitz a few times, and I think we did a good job putting pressure on O'Donnell, but we didn't get any sacks today.
Yeah, long season, ups and the downs. You've been through enough of them now.
Yes.
You try not to get too high. I know after the big wins. How do you keep the kids? You got to keep the kids a little bit propped up now, don't you?
One thing you learn from this, and you go on, you keep your head up, and this was our second ball game, so you got 14 left. So it's a long season, and we got to keep going from here, and things will get better, believe me.
All right, let's take another call here.
I was wondering about Antonio Langham and his progression since he started training camp, and how you think he's coming along so far.
Good question. Let's talk about that rookie from that other school. We won't say what school. How's the rookie coming along?
Very impressive. He came in camp late, and actually by him coming in doing all season and learning and getting better, mini camp, passing camp, he really improved. So when he came in, he had his mind together that he's going to go out and get the job done, and he's been playing very good football, solid football, and he learned from last week, and he gave up a play and came back and really made a great play in the end zone.
And you talked to him between the two plays. I mean, you talked to him and said, hey, you are a player, come back and make a big play.
True enough. I said to him at halftime, this game is not over, this is the NFL, and 20-point lead, it's not a lead in this league. So he learned, and he's a good listener, and he's going to be a great player for us.
All right, now, just to show you that every Sunday really is indeed different, you remember what the Cowboys did to the Steelers last week and how the Oilers played against Indianapolis? Oh, I mean, that should have been a blowout today down in Dallas. Barry Switzer's first home game was nearly a nightmare, though. Troy Aikman bouncing one off of Michael Irvin, grabbed by Chris Dishman, who says, well, what the heck, I'll run back the other way. And he makes a 30-something yard return that sets the Oilers up for the tying touchdown. Gary Brown, who had 93 yards rushing, ties the game at 10. Still only 13-10 Cowboys until late in the third when the Oilers, stacking up against Emmett, get burned there. Alvin Harper with the touchdown, and the Cowboys escape by 3. Now, sure, some things change, but I want to show you some things that don't. And then this is the good news for the Browns today. As you watch the Oilers go down, we also are going to watch the Chargers take care of the Bengals. Natrone Means, 107 yards and a touchdown. Stan Humphries had 299 yards passing and a couple of touchdown passes. Chargers off to a 2-0 start, their first in, more than a decade. Bengals are off to an 0-2 start. Let's show you then how the Central Division stacks up. Now, you pessimists would see the Browns at 1-1 and could have been 2-0 with everyone else 0-2, but the optimist says still tied for first place. Which side are you on tonight? You're looking at it could have been 2-0, aren't you?
Well, it could have been 2-0, but you got to look at this game as a chance of opportunities, and we let the opportunity slip by, and so now we got to look ahead, look for Arizona, and they're going to be coming in here, really geared up, looking for a win.
Let's look ahead. Buddy Ball. I mean, you as a defensive player, would you love to play for him? Just I mean, I'm not trying to set up a free agent thing or any deals or whatever, but would you like to play for him a couple of games just to see what it was like, or would you just assume stay away from a guy like that?
He have a good, impressive defense.
Yeah.
He have a defense that'll challenge you and make you do certain things offensively. And I like that style of attack. I mean, make them earn it, and I mean, if they earn it, okay, you can live by that.
You're liable to see, this will be a tough week to prepare for you guys, because you're liable to see anything. They're a desperate team because they're off to an 0-2 start. They switched quarterbacks tonight at one point, so you may see McMahon, you may see anybody. You may see me play quarterback with them. You'd like to see that. Yeah, hey, come on, that's right. They're going to make a tough week to prepare, isn't it?
Yes, I think so, but we've been doing a good job preparing for teams, and our coaches really work hard night and day, really prepare a game plan for us, give us a good opportunity to win the game and put us in situations to win the game. So we're going to have to really, watch what we're doing and be careful what we say with the media, because
Buddy will take it. Buddy will take it and run, won't he?
But we got to play solid football. We got to play better than what we did this past week, and we really need to get a win and stay ahead on the division.
Hey, not too many more nice days on the lakefront. You better take advantage of the one next week. You probably get a good one next Sunday. Take advantage of it. Esteban, thanks a lot for joining us. Take care, all right? Hey, when we come back, again, we're going to be talking about Buddy Ball. We'll show you how they played tonight. First, though, we're going to show you what the rest of the NFL was up to today, and we're also going to show you, well, a special tribute. We'll take you back to the stadium this afternoon for a special moment before kickoff.
Before our national anthem, we would like to ask all of you to join the Browns in a tribute to Nev Chandler. He was our voice and our friend. Please join us in this moment of silent tribute.
Mainly with Browns fans, but Steelers fans were here in force too, and that didn't make mingling an easy task.
We have pity on them, so we bring them down and let them see what the real world is all about. Go Cleveland! Pittsburgh's nothing. Browns gonna kill them. No, there's more Steelers fans in this section right now than there is Brown fans. Right here's another one.
Oh, well, there's always next week. Bob Stevens will talk about what went wrong today for the Browns on Sports Sunday tonight, right after the news.
Before today's game, fans took time out to remember the man who was, and in some ways always will be, the voice of the Browns, our very own Nev Chandler. Nev, as you know, lost a valiant battle with cancer a few weeks ago. Tonight, News Channel 5's Jim Hooley with today's tribute to the voice of the Browns.
He was our voice and our friend. Please join us in this moment of silent tribute.
With that, the entire stadium, fans and players alike, fell mum. It took a recording of Nev's broadcast to break the silence.
May have the distance. It is good by a yard. Unbelievable.
A guy that had been around Cleveland sports for that long, it was very good to do something like that to show the family and everybody that's watching today just what Cleveland feels about Nev Chandler.
For his true fans, of course, Nev is remembered by more than a moment of silence, more than a pregame tribute.
Well, tribute to Nev, we'll never forget.
John Thompson, better known as Big Dog, just one of the many fans who paid their own tribute to Nev today, with their banners placed all around the stadium.
But Nev's definitely here. He's going to help us pull this one out, too.
If it's a Sunday and football season, these fans believe Nev will certainly always be at the stadium. No longer doing play-by-play, of course, but eternally the voice of the Browns.
You think he's here today?
In spirit. I think he's always going to be here with the Browns in spirit.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Browns football today on the Cleveland Browns Radio Network.
Nev's family has said that it has meant a lot to them to see the outpouring of support and love from the fans, from people who shared his passion for sport and for Cleveland.